Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be building the Buddha Samurai mod. What you will need is a VH31B movement with a stem, with a VH stem, as well as the battery here. I will have the model listed over here. Then you will need a VH31 to NH movement spacer. I will have the dimensions here. Next, we have our VH hands, baton hands in C3 green. Our 28.5mm dial, Dorji dial, as well as a samurai bezel insert with a samurai case. The dimensions will be listed here. For the first step, we will get our VH31 movement, open it up, and we'll put aside the stem. Next, we'll grab our VH31, place it down. Probably better to place it on this. And move this to the side. We'll then get our VH31 to NH movement spacer. Then get our movement spacer. And actually put the quartz battery. We will then put the quartz battery into the movement. From there, you can grab our movement and place it into the movement holder. As long as the crown is facing the 3 o'clock position. Here we are, the movement is in place. And as you can see, the place where you insert the crown and stem is at the 3 o'clock position. Next, we'll get our stem. Place our stem down and get the crown of our case, since there is no dummy crown for this movement. We will then get our stem. And our crown, and we will put them together and screw crown in with the stem. As long as it's tight enough. From there, we'll put the stem into the movement and insert the stem. the crown and stem are in the movement, we can put the dial onto the movement spacer. Even use our radical to lift it up a bit. And here we have our Dorji dial. Next, we can look at the movement spacer's dial feet holes at the top here, top right, as well as the bottom left there. So what we'll do is actually place the feet of the dial into those holes, as you can see there. It seems that we have gotten our dial on the movement spacer. And from here we can get our hands. And simply place them on our anti-static mat. We will then get our hand press tools and our Rodico. Grab our hand from underneath, and I will press into the hand to pick it up, and it's flat, as you can see. The Rodico is flat as well as our hand, making it easier for us to set our hands. We'll then turn the 3 o'clock position the front of us, pointing away from us, and we will get our hand with the Rodico, our deeper hand press tool. As you can see, it has a bit of concave to it, so that's what we will need for the hour hand. We'll then place our hand carefully pointing to the 12 o'clock position. From there, you can press very gently. Very gently. It's not the same as an NH movement. So from what I see, we have pressed it in. It's hard to see on this camera, but we pressed it in the hour hand. We'll give it a quick turn to verify it is on properly, which it is. Now we can put it into second position or position 1 and actually turn the hour hand. There are no complications on this build, meaning that there's no calendar. So what we'll have to do is turn it back to 12, exactly to 12 o'clock. transition it to our left. From there, we will get our minute hand underneath and press it. From there, we can readjust our Rodco to our liking. And grab our hand press tool. Going to align the minute hand very carefully, very carefully on to the pinion of the watch. Use the hand press tool to realign it if possible. Use the Rodco as padding and make sure it's as close to 12 as possible. Press the minute hand into the watch. We can press the hour hand a bit more. We can press the minute hand a bit more. Pressing towards the front. And looking at it from the side angle, it doesn't look bad at all. It could simply be pressed. You can see that. It could be pressed down a bit more, the minute hand. Which now I will be pressing it just a tad bit more. Now we can do a full pass and test if we are accurate. We'll put it to 6 o'clock, even 3 o'clock. And that is a perfect 90-degree angle. So next would be 6 o'clock. Six o'clock is perfect as well. Let me just take off the dust from the dial. It's looking really good so far. Now we can look at it from the side angle. As you can see, the hands, there is clearance, and it isn't touching the dial, nor is it touching the other hand. Next, we'll go back, or forward actually, to 9 o'clock. That is a perfect 90-degree angle, meaning it is exactly 9 o'clock. And we'll go all the way to midnight. And it looks great. Lastly, we're going to put the second hand, the flat side on the upper side of the second hand. So from here, this is one of the harder parts of the build. We'll need to align the second hand onto the pinion, meaning perfectly centered, because there is not a millimeter of leg room for this. From here, I'm just going to get close with the movement. And since this is polished, it's a bit harder to see, but I got it the first try. And the second hand is on. Very nice. I got it my first try. And the moment of truth is to look at it in a light. Maybe I'll get the UV light and check for any marks. And that C3 is very nice. Moment of truth. We're gonna let the second hand fly. And there we go. There's the movement working with the dial attached. I'm going to use my loops here just to double check if the hands are on properly. Okay, so there is clearance. What we'll need to do now is dust off the movement and hands and actually give it one more test to see if it's accurate. So I'm pretty sure there is hacking. Let me test. And there is hacking on this movement. From here, what you want to do is grab a tool with a thin end for removing the stem from the crown and stem from the movement. This can be a bit tricky, but what you'd want to do is push it into position 0 where the second hand is moving, and you're going to want to let you press right there. Now I will press it and remove the stem. There we go. We removed the stem. What I want to do actually get the case. And as I remove the bracelet, please be careful because you could scratch the back of the case if you're not pushing the spring bars correctly. There we go. Now we just need the other one out. There we are. The bracelet is off of the case. Here we can get our trusty Bergeon case back removal ball. It's also a stress ball. And we're going to remove the case back while it is facing flat down. And it is out now. So we'll get the case back. You sit down. We're just going to dust everything. For now, we can put the case back gasket to the side. And we will use our lens pen, trusty lens pen, to clean the inside of the sapphire crystal. We do not want any handprints, fingerprints, or even dust inside of the case. That is the dead giveaway that someone did not pay attention to detail when building it. So you want to make sure that all your custom builds are being built properly with the right tools. A little bit of dust blowing, and we'll even get the front as well. And now we will get our case and thoroughly check the case for any fingerprints on the inside or anything on the outside. Mainly the inside, but we just want to make sure everything is clear. Okay, after much troubleshooting and readjustments, I was able to cut the movement spacer, as you can see, just so this can fit into the case and not have any issue. This will not affect any of its performance or accuracy. This is simply so the movement spacer can fit. I just cut pieces of the plastic from the movement spacer, as you can see here and here. Not much of an issue, but that is fixed. Now let's get on to the next step. For the next step, we are going to get our silicone grease, and before we put on our silicone grease, what we want to do is actually lock the threads of the stem into the crown. So that's what we're going to do before we put on the case back. And crown assembly. And we're going to grab our Loctite. You can see here, our Loctite. And what we will do is, on this extra microfiber cloth, I can put some Loctite. So the Loctite is there. I have some plastic here, so I'm gonna put the plastic under the Loctite and actually put on my finger cots. And from here we're going to unscrew the crown from the stem assembly. We're going to unscrew the crown from the stem. Place that down, as well as the stem. We'll grab the stem, get some Loctite. That's way too much, but we're just gonna go in for a dip for the stem. And from there, we will get our crown. Move the Loctite out of the way in case. We'll get our crown. Switch hands if I can without getting this on me. Okay, well, that's there. I'm gonna dip it into more Loctite. And we will get our crown and screw it into the stem, like so. Once it starts to turn the stem, you're gonna want to grab your side cutters, hold the stem, and actually turn it as much as you can. Once you turn it, you're going to want to take off the excess Loctite. So we're just going to want to wipe the stem from any extra Loctite. We can put away our crown stem there. Put away the Loctite. We don't want to spill any of that on the anti-static mat. So I'd like to get my silicone grease. Here with a Q-tip, and I'm just gonna run the Q-tip all in the silicone grease within the edges here as well. This is brand new, so it should collect a good amount. Where's that crown and stem? Get the crown and stem. And we're going to wipe this on the O-ring of the crown stem assembly. Just a decent amount of silicone grease. From there, we'll put it into our case and movement. Now we will get our case back gasket, put it into the silicone grease. And turn it back and forth to get the lubrication all over the case back gasket. Then we will get it into the case. Perfect. And there, our case back is closed. Close this crown. Screw the case back in. That should be fine. Let's just take some dust off of this. The adhesive sticker. And from there, what we'll be doing is putting the bezel insert onto the bezel. So what I'm going to try to do is actually put north. First I'm going to make sure it's clicked all the way back. Then I'll grab the bezel insert in this orientation of hands, and I'm going to place it in aligning with everything. Just gonna press all around it. To press in. And there's our bezel insert. Just gonna have to lock in, put this bracelet back on. It's the only option. Seems like we got the first side of the bracelet in. It's on quite well. It's going nowhere. And we'll flip it right back. So we can put the other bracelet in. Here's the final product of the Buddha Samurai. I did make this custom watch stand with my QR code website as well as the CTNW logo. I will be taking a break from watch builds and modding for this summer, but hopefully I will finish the Babayan script watch by the end of the summer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and comment, and let me know what you thought about this one. Otherwise, I hope you have a great summer, and I hope you enjoy your time. Thanks for watching. Peace.